Hello, my name is Shala McFadden Cottrell. I am the teacher for Arkansas History at Cabot Freshman Academy. So today we're going to discuss my classroom policy and procedures. So if you miss a day or you weren't here for the first day when we went over some of the things, this is just for you. And it's also for parents to know what's going on in the classroom, what the expectations are, all that stuff. First thing is if you need to contact me, my email is shala.mcfaddenkittrell@cabotschools.org. So SHOLA period McFaddenkittrell @cabotschools.org. If you need to get in touch with me after school and it's something that you need a quick response to or quicker than an email response, I can be contacted at 501-232-1016. Again, that's after hours. If you need a quick response about something pertaining to your students, then that's 501-232-1016. So the first thing that's in my handbook is the syllabus. You probably can't see that, but it's the syllabus. I will make sure that there's a copy on Google Classroom, and I will try my best to send it out to all the parents and guardians so that you have it, that like this is how things work in my classroom. The syllabus, we are a one semester course. So first semester is from August to December. Second semester is from January to May. So that's, we are one semester. So I get to use I have the kids for first and second or third and fourth 9 weeks. So everything is broken down in the syllabus on how I'm going to do certain units and how that's going to go. But otherwise, our goal is during the course of the semester, the goal of social studies department is to build and develop fundamental skills that will help students achieve success in their future classes. So things like analyzing primary and secondary sources, which is identifying the main idea, identifying differing opinions about an event, are identifying and using reliable sources to research and use that research to build knowledge. So Google is a good search engine, but it's not considered a source. You have to dig a little deeper than just what's on the surface. Constructing written and oral responses to explain or argue a point of view. We will be doing writing in social studies just because English is a big thing, like English, being able to write your thoughts out and use this information that's given to you and put it in a written manner is very important as we go along in the grades. So to build that foundation now and to work with the English department makes a major difference in the success that students have later on in life. So we're going to work on those skills as well. There are other things, and like I said, you'll have access to this through email or on Google Classroom. Expectations: be respectful of all people in your classroom. That includes the sub, that if there's a sub that day, that includes the para, that includes yourself, being respectful to yourself and to the others in your classroom. Come to class on time and prepare to learn. Yes, that is a thing that you should always come into the classroom ready to learn. So if there's a bell ringer, then go ahead and do what you need to do, get that done. Raise your expectations of what you can accomplish. Yes, that is also a growth mindset thing. Don't come in saying what I can't do. Come in and say, I haven't learned how to do this yet. That makes a big difference in how you approach the things that we do in class. Because there is a lot of information. And so there might be times where it does get overwhelming. But that doesn't mean we can't do it together. Always follow directions. I don't like to generally hear myself talk. And I feel like it's a major distraction and a thing that gets your mind where it's in a negative path if you don't know what you're doing. So if you are actively listening, then you will get the directions and then you can make follow-up questions because you've actually listened. So make sure you follow the directions that I give you, and if you have questions about them, ask. Be an active participant in your education. That is, be responsible. Get your stuff on time. Do what you're supposed to do. But also, if we're doing a class discussion, raise your hand. Give a thought, or maybe ask a question that no one else has thought about, or even ask a question that everybody is thinking about. But be active in your classroom. or in your education. And that also may mean sometimes where you come up to me and you say, hey, Michelle, I don't think you graded this right. I really think that this answer should be this because. And generally, if you can give me a legit reason that I should change that grade, I will look at it and take that into consideration. But you don't do that unless you are being active and saying, hey, I feel like this is something that you should do. Have a positive attitude. I don't like negativity. I don't like drama. I try to stay pretty upbeat because sometimes the negativity is what brings us down. And I don't feel like we should always have downers. We should always uplift each other. And because it's going to get hard. Like there's going to be information that is just going to be hard for you to process. And that's okay. But if you approach it with the positivity and say, hey, I may not have known this for this part, but you know what? I'm going to do better next time. Just think of it like that. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Yes, I may look some days like I'm about to just like be really, really mean about something, but I promise you I'm not going to be mean if you ask questions. Just ask your question because more than likely someone else has the same question. Turn your work in on time. We do have a missing and late work policy, but at the same time, try to make it a goal to turn your work in on time. There are required materials. You will need a binder or a notebook of some kind so that you can keep up with your notes and everything. Pens and pencils, if you have particular pens or pencils that you like to use when you're doing your writing or whatnot, you need to bring those. Otherwise, I have pencils and pens in the classroom that you can borrow while you're in the class. Highlighters, I generally keep those around. So if you need a highlighter, you can just highlight. But if you have a particular kind of highlighter, whether you like Sharpie or whatever, you could bring those yourself. Colored pencils, I know there's always a big debate between Crayola and Rose Art. Which one is better? I'm a Crayola fan myself, but we do have coloring pencils, markers, scissors, rulers, and glue. So when we do have projects that are going to involve you doing something of those lines, it's available to you in the classroom already. But again, if you are particular about your color pencils and stuff like that, then bring your own. I have no problem with you using your own. Earbuds, like the earbuds that I'm using right now are for my iPhone, but you should bring the earbuds that have that 3.5 millimeter tip at the end. I don't have one around me to show you, but you should have one of those for your Chromebook because we will be doing ed puzzles sometimes, or we'll be doing something along that line where you might want to listen to the video or whatever. And I'm going to do my very best to make sure that a lot of our things are, if I don't record it like this, then it'll be audio so that you can at least listen to it and have it to read along if we're doing stuff in the book or whatever. Index cards are recommended. So if we have like dates to remember or something like that, you can put it on an index card and like flip it at lunch or whatever you want to do. I do realize that now we have apps for that on your phone, but you can also do it on your Chromebook as well. There's different software you can use, but some of us are just old fashioned and like to have it in our hand and we can just go through it. If you need additional index cards, I'll have a few in the classroom. So it's not like if you will be completely out of index cards. I can provide you with a few of them if you absolutely need one. Okay, grading. Grading will be posted on Hack as soon as I grade papers or classwork or whatever it is that we're doing. It is the responsibility of the student to check their grades. Tests, quizzes, and projects will be averaged for 90% of your grade. So that is the meat and potatoes of the grade. Your classwork, which is typically classwork. I don't do homework unless you're just goofing off in class and you don't get it done. But classwork or homework will be averaged at 10% of your grade. So yes, the meat and potatoes are your tests, your quizzes, and your projects. But that classwork also lets me know where you are. So if you don't do the classwork, I may not know exactly what you need the help on. So go ahead and do the classwork, even though it doesn't count for 10%. But that 1 or 2 points that might be worth can make the difference between a B and an A, or a C and a B. So it's still important for you to do that. Late work. Missing or late work will be accepted for full credit up until the end of the unit. After the unit is completed, any late or missing work is accepted for half credit until the week before the end of the 9 weeks. So if we're finishing unit 1 and you are just like, here's all my work for unit 1 and it's the day before the test, then you'll get full credit. But if you come in after unit 1 and we're about to start unit 2, you get half credit. If you come in the week of the end of the 9 weeks and you want me to grade your stuff, then it's going to be no points, because now it's extreme. It's late. It's very late. It's like beyond repair late. Assignments or an agenda will be posted on Google Classroom along with the resources and assignment due dates. We will do this weekly. It'll be organized by the week. So weekly assignments, notes, or any other resources will be posted by Sunday evening. I did not do that for this week. We will start content, as soon as we start content, I'll have all that stuff on there for you. Procedures. Students know, it's probably ingrained in you now, that you stand outside the classroom and wait for the teacher to let you in. Just because sometimes I have students ask me questions after class, or they may want to say something to me confidentially. And so that just way I have you waiting, have the students waiting in the hallway, so I can address what it is that student needs to tell me. And then I will dismiss them to class and have the students come in. That works. That's how you've probably done it all throughout your junior high thing. So it just wait outside the class until I tell you to come in, and you'll be fine. So when you enter my classroom, I do things a little differently. As part of my attendance, like I still will glance out to see if you're there or not, but as part of my attendance to keep you accountable for your education, you come into my classroom. I'll have a little, right when you come in, there's where you turn in your work, where you pick up a handout. Okay, so just automatically when you walk in, look down, look to see if there's paper in there. I'll probably practice this with you several times, just to get you used to it. But you look down, you pick up the paper. Okay, you'll walk over to my counter, and everyone is going to be assigned a number. You pick up your number, you walk to my dry erase board, you put your number on the board. So that way, when you're doing your bell ringer, which will be on the screen, the monitor, I can be doing attendance. I'll be looking at you, checking to make sure you're there, but I'll basically look at your numbers first on the board, and then I'll look out to confirm. Okay, so we'll do the name calling the first 2 or 3 weeks of class, and then after that, I will go into that aspect of how I do attendance. If you're tardy, which means like the bell has sounded and you're not in the room, if you're tardy, then I will automatically go ahead and put you as a T in hack. But if you come in, you go ahead and go through that same process. The only difference is that you will give me your tardy card on my podium so that I can sign it, or you can give it to Miss Pruitt, who will be in my class, and she can sign it for you. But either way, you have to get your tardy card signed, and it will show up in hack as well. We will have an e-hall pass after Labor Day, or after we get things going really well, have an e-hall pass for the bathroom or the nurse. So that will allow, students to request to go to the bathroom without completely interrupting class. Like, hey, Miss Charlotte, can we go to the bathroom? Just sign in to the software that we're going to have. You sign in. It'll tell you if it's green, you can go to the bathroom. It'll record when you left or when you did the process. If it's red, that means just wait. That means some other kids are in front of you in the system. And when it's after red, it'll turn to green to let you know, hey, yeah, you can go to the bathroom. So it'll record all that stuff for you. And so I don't have to keep record of when you left the class, and you don't have to think about, oh, I need to sign out on the sheet in the back of the room. It just makes it easier for us. Um, Behavior, you are ninth graders. I do realize that, so I'm going to treat you like ninth graders. I'm going to treat you like you're in high school. So you're going to be held accountable for your behavior. I do ask that we have a very firm and strict cell phone policy that is in the student handbook, but I put it in my handbook as well, so like there's no confusion on how things work. But just put away your cell phones. Keep them on silent. If I have pockets with numbers, so once you're assigned your number, you can put it in that pocket, or I will have slips of numbers on my desk. If you want to put your phone on my desk face down on silent, you can just put it face down on silent on a little section of my desk that I'll have just for cell phone parking, I guess you could say, and just put your number on top of it so that when you leave class, or if you accidentally leave class, I'll know which student to contact to get fined and say, hey, I got your cell phone, that kind of thing. No hoodies or hats in the classroom. No, that actually means no hoodies or hats in the building. That's a new thing that we were doing this year. So you can wear your hoodie, like you can wear the hood. Let me try to put it on my head. You can wear the hood part when you're outside, but don't wear the hood part when you're on the inside. And if you have hats, don't wear those. Be respectful of others. Again, follow directions. Ask for permission to speak, and that's just to teach you how to really communicate. And that means that if you are focusing on what your response will be, you might miss something critical that someone else is saying. So if you have to raise your hand to speak, that gives you time to pause, listen to what they're saying, and then you can respond to what they're saying if it's something completely different than what they were saying in the first place. I expect you to follow all the school rules in and outside the classroom. Clean up after yourself. I do not mind if you eat in my classroom, but I do mind if you leave your trash or if there's crumbs all over the floor and you don't sweep them up, because I have a broom and a dustpan in my classroom. So you can just sweep it up real quick. I have 4 trash cans. Find one. And then if you make a spill or something, just say, hey, Miss Shaw, I spilled something. Go to the bathroom, get paper towels, clean it up. If it's something sticky, then I'll let the custodians know, and they can come and if they need to mop it or whatever. Keep your hands to yourself. That's important because we don't want any sexual assault, like complaints or anything like that. And that's for girl, boy. It doesn't matter anymore. Keep your hands to yourself. Like, do not touch another person. We do not want you to be caught into some complaint because you were horseplaying or you thought it was funny and the other person didn't feel the same way. Do not touch things on others' desks without permission. Please do not touch things. Do not touch someone's Chromebook when they're not there. If they go to the bathroom or they're at the nurse, don't touch their Chromebook. Okay, just don't. Also, don't touch anything on my desk without permission because you have no reason to be behind my desk unless I tell you, hey, come here. You have no reason to be behind my desk, and you have no reason to get anything off my desk without asking me. Okay, so even if you're using a pen or a pencil, say, hey, Miss Charlotte, can I use this? Because I have colored pens on my desk, and because I like to write things in color, and so yeah. So just ask, and more than likely I'll be like, yeah, you can have it, and then it's okay, or you can borrow it and not have it. Other behaviors that are to be avoided: disruptive talking, distraction to others, definitely using your smartwatch. That's also in the cell phone policy. So like I will have my smartwatch, I don't have it on right now, but I will have my smartwatch on. Sometimes the principals or the counselors or whatever might send me a quick text. I'll look at it. And then if I need to address it, then I'll say, hey guys, hold on 1 second. The office is texting me. I'll let you know. I'm transparent. I have no problems. Office is texting me. I'll go get my phone, check it real quick, respond, and move on with the lesson. Again, touching others, horseplay, touching others' belongings, throwing things across the classroom. No. Playing computer games and/or other activities that is not on task. I mean, use your classroom time wisely. There are consequences. The first time, I'll give you a warning, and I'm going to create a form because I haven't done it yet, but I will create a form that will basically say such and such, the date, class period. When I have to give you a warning, I'll say, hey, gave warning to such and such at whatever time. Second time, I have to get onto you about a behavior, whether it's the same one or a different one, okay, still you have a behavior you need to modify. Then I'll like call you out in the hallway, say, hey, this is the behavior you're exhibiting. What are you going to do to fix it? And then I'll ask, and you'll tell me what you think you should do to fix this problem. And then I will say, okay, what do you need me or my para to do to help you fix this problem? So that way we can do some things to kind of help you when we see that you're going to go back down that road. We can say, hey, remember when we signed, when you told me that, this to help you not do this, that I need to do this? Well, then that's what we're going to do. And then after you say, okay, this is what you can do, you sign it, date it, I sign it and date it, and then I'll send a copy to the parents so that the parents will know, like, hey, we sat down and talked about this. This is what he was doing or she was doing, and this is what they said they're going to do, and this is how I'm going to help them do that. If for some reason you come in the next day or whatever and you do it a third time, because I've already given you a warning and we've already sat down and said, hey, this is how we're going to handle this. You come in, you do something, and it's a third offense, I'm going to contact the parent, let them know, hey, this is what we talked about. They didn't adhere to that. So I'm letting you know that you and I need to get together and talk about it, or I need you to address this with your student. The fourth time, if it comes down to the fourth time, then I will do a conduct referral to the office and make a copy of the agreement and me calling a parent and what me and the parent decide to do. So it is going to be well documented because I don't want any confusion about something that was done or something that was said. I've learned from my mistakes. FYI, if any of the students need to talk to a principal about something, email them first. And if it's something that they deem important, then they'll come find you. That way students are in class more and not outside of class. And like I said, I have for more in-depth, or actually a copy and paste of the student handbook that's on the district website for those who are just dying to know what the new cell phone policy is. Also, dress code is in here. Basically, if you're a girl or a boy, the tank tops, gotta wear shoes. Sleeveless shirts must have the broad shoulder straps that cover the shoulders and cover the upper arm area from armpit to armpit. So generally it's like the 3-finger rule, basically. Like if it covers three fingers, then you can get by. And then it's like it's up here, not like over here, but like down here. Also shorts and skirts and stuff like that. What they're going to do is they're going to have you put your hand, and you can't see me, but you're going to put your hand down to your side. And if your fingers are, if it's above the tip of your fingers, then they're going to say, hey, you need to change that. If not, then you're fine. But because people are like, well, some people's arms are longer than the other. Well, I'm odd. So my left side is longer than my right side. So I'll go with my right side naturally. And, just do that. And if it's like right here, then they're probably going to ask you to change. But, it just be mindful of how long your shorts and your skirts and stuff are. And that's in the handbook as well. Assignments. So when students turn in their assignments, and I know this is stuff you're taught in kindergarten, but please, please, please put your name, your date, and your class period. It is your responsibility to ask for missing work or notes. So I also encourage you to reach out if you need to be assigned to C2G, but we'll be doing stuff differently this year. So, I will reach out to you if I need you to make up stuff. Work should be turned into the assigned class cubby, which is also by the door where your handouts will be. Your class period number will be visible, and then the late work policy is implemented. And also, we have academic integrity. So, make sure you do your own work, be original, don't copy and paste. Work with others only when you're instructed to do so. So no group work. I mean, if you're going to help each other, that's different. But if you're like one person's doing the work and they're just passing it out to everybody else, no, let's not do that. So let's just, keep it like, I know my teacher said we can't do this, so I'm not going to do this. If I share, like if for some reason you're not there and I share some test questions with you or review questions and I haven't given it to the rest of the class because they're going to turn it in, and you share that with the rest of the class, you've just shown me that you're dishonest, because I only shared that with you. That was information for you. And when you gave it to other students, that kind of broke our trust. So that will be addressed a different way. Also, there are times where that will happen. And I can see when you share that stuff. Like even when you make a copy of it, I can see when you make a copy of it. So just be mindful that if I'm the originator of the document, that we can see when you make a copy, we can see when you share it. So just be honest at all times about, your work and stuff. And if we are not, we're not completely out there that we can't see, hey, they got the same answers as such and such. That can't be right. Just, again, be mindful of that. So that is my handbook. Again, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, suggestions, I am open. Feel free to contact me again at my email, charlotte.mcfaddenkittrell@cabotschools.org, or you can send me a text again at 501-232-1016. I hope that we have a great year and that we have fun learning about Arkansas history. Bye.